Cheryl Tan joins us once again with an issue that is near and dear to my heart and a lot of folks who find themselves in the military looking to get out and find a job.
It is a big problem and a big issue. President Obama recently called for a new program to help get the job done, but the solution truly not an easy one. It calls for homework, literally homework. We have more on a solution to transitioning military veterans into the civilian working world in today's What's Your Problem? The jobs are there.
There's unlimited, right now, jobs in high wage, high demand from multiple industries that are not able to fill this.
That's the good news. According to Dr. Bruce Brunson, Executive Director of Tidewater Community College's Center for Military and Veterans Education, the opportunities are possible for anyone with a military background or without. But Dr. Brunson says those leaving the military aren't necessarily qualified yet to tackle the new work.
We're trained at all levels to do something to be operational ready to go to war. We're not trained to be academic, taking math and English and whatever.
We're meeting inside the Veterans Affairs office at TCC's Portsmouth campus. TCC has one of these offices in each of its 3 other locations where military veterans and their families can walk in and get career and education advice.
Some of the different programs that are offered.
Many of the people who work at the center know exactly what it's like to make the transition. They were once enlisted service members themselves.
We came in, you take a test, and you qualify to do something in the military. When that happens, you really don't tune for a job to get out, whether it's in short notice or long. The Veterans Administration and the active duty are starting to work together to say that we're having so many unemployed and homeless because we're not prepping them before they go out. But the military's job is to fight wars, not necessarily to educate them.
I'm a military family. I'm a military father. My wife's a military spouse. I've also had to start someplace, so I can recognize the difficulty that can present itself to them.
Emmanuel Chestnut uses his experience to help guide veterans many times to the classroom.
They come through our doors so afraid of what can be a very daunting process called education.
Superb leaders, they follow, they understand, they're drug-free, they have all the qualities of the working person that you want in your department or in your manufacturing. The problem is they got to have that skill set.
And that means whether you like it or not, it's back to the basics.
Most community colleges prep you, they do your math, they do your English, and it is time-consuming. But then you can get into a certification program that should be embedded into an associate's degree. So when you get your certification, you are work ready.
You have an option on what kind of training you want to take.
The GI Bill, tuition assistance, military education benefits. Counselors help veterans navigate the options. Military wife Crystal is also eligible for aid.
They're a big help walking me through the program, whatever program I'm interested in, I come in and talk to. They're like advisors, so they tell me what I need to do, like point me down the road to get where I need to be.
You're not going to do all this in 2 years or 3 years, but then you have a lifelong learning process to go if you start.
We try to build a confidence and ensure that our students, we know that you can do it. They're coming in because they serve this country. We continue to serve those who have served, and we take pride in doing that.
Now, military unemployment numbers have improved recently, likely because of efforts like this, but it's important to let folks know that they are there. Those 4 TCC campuses, they've got counselors, and you can walk in free of charge, and they can help you kind of find the right path.
And I think it's such an important message when people hear that, you know, this is something you're walking through for the first time, but these counselors, they've seen it 100 times. They know what to do, so take the worry out of it and take the action.
Right, and I mean, they're kind of in the position where they went and enlisted right out of high school.
Yeah.
They may not have taken calculus. They may not have written an English paper for 101, first year freshman college. And a lot of times they're telling students they got to do that after they've left the military.
Yeah.
So.
And back then when they enlisted, they may have enlisted because they didn't think they could do college back then, you know, and still have their doubts now. But it's nice that they show them how they've grown and, you know, the different person maybe they've become through the military that makes them a better candidate now for higher ed.
Absolutely. And we've got all the details of how you can get in touch with that Center for Military and Veterans Education. That's at thehamptonroadshow.com.
All right. Thanks, Cheryl.